You two. Right, so you're...
Gold heart's gold.
Right, so both of you guys do the same thing. Roll... roll all your dice. Pick one of your things to roll against. Probably you're more like...
I'm going to be going with a military leader, I guess.
Yeah, you've got more...
more chance of doing something productive.
I'm going for...
Please not fight.
Priest, I guess.
You got 2 3s.
Ride and drive.
Ride and drive.
So I'm going to ride and drive the Council of Elders. Ride and drive, boys. Ride and drive.
Okay, Dan.
I guess priest, right? It's not a lot of good fighting.
Yes, you probably don't want for your fighting skills right now.
So what we got? We got 2 1s. So we got 2 culture smarts. We've got 2. So we got heal.
Okay.
We've got endure, and we've got science smarts.
Okay, don't worry about any of the ones. What have you got +1 for?
Notice.
Okay, so
I've got culture smarts and notice, I guess.
Did you say you had a plus? Okay.
I got +1 for notice.
And +1. Okay, so then what have you got +1s on?
I've got +1 on fight, willpower, and endure.
Okay, so which ones was that here?
So fight is 2, willpower and endure are 5 and 6.
Okay, so which?
So that one's the only one that's not got at least 2 against.
Okay, so you've actually got 2 against all of these.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, awesome.
And which ones have you got 2 against, Dan?
I've got 2 against.
Just take the ones that
From this roll?
Yeah, from that roll, but also
with your +1s.
With your +1s.
Oh shit, okay, in that case I've got no, because I didn't roll any 3s, so my willpower would only be 1. So I've got a notice and I've got culture smarts, so both got 2.
Okay, that's fine.
Everything else is
you've
fine.
got notice, you've got culture smarts. Okay, that's actually that's not too bad. The way I'm going to do this is as we're playing, I'm going to roll out the conversation. When you guys want to use any of these things as it comes up as relevant, I'm going to let you just push it forwards, and then you'll just succeed at that point. But you'll have I'll put in some sort of negative consequence as well.
Okay.
So what you guys doing is you're going to town. You're going into so
yeah.
Okay.
You roll sort of. It's a bit weird. You roll beforehand just to sort of macro it out, and then we're going to focus.
But we have a contact that he's previously organised to go see the elders, or.
Oh, I didn't have to do that. We were just walking down the street.
No, you literally just turned up.
Okay, in that case, would it be possible? I've obviously got 2 on fight and then 2 on willpower. Could I interpret that as basically I'm feeling argumentative? I'm not going to take no for an answer from some little guard who's telling us we can't see the council.
I think I'll let you use your willpower to just like brute force this guard out of your way, but like socially, like just be like a force of will.
Yeah.
Just like so. Yeah. You walk up. There's a guard there wearing
What's it looking like right now?
There's people giving you suspicious looks as they look around. Everyone here is dressed in fair amount of finery. There are guards sort of wandering around. There's a lot of guards wandering around giving you 2 looks.
Aren't many commoners or anything at all?
Neither of you 2 actually look that disreputable.
No.
I suppose we've got a monk and someone who's armed to the teeth.
Yeah. Yes, you look odd, but you don't look like a rabble as such. Like you're probably in fairly nice gear, seeing as you're the leader of your company. So you both walk in, and there is Dan. Your culture smarts.
Yes.
So you can use that to figure out where the main building is, basically, if you want.
Could there be a negative consequence?
Yeah, but I'm going to stow some. What I'm going to do is I'm going to
okay.
If I can't think of a consequence immediately, I'll just stow it and I'll use it later.
Can I just clarify something? I put on my my character description as the guy's disgraced ex-military.
Yeah.
So he's obviously belonged to like a city guard or something like that.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to have him as a city guard of this city?
If you wanted to, yeah, from like
Just
way
to
back
sort of-
in the day.
yeah.
And he's gone away for.
And made a
and-
name for himself as a mercenary.
Yeah, now he's come back. Yeah,
Just because it might make the interactions a bit more interesting.
it might do. I like that. So was he like high up in the city?
Yeah,
guys?
yeah, but basically, I haven't sort of fleshed it out, but essentially, city laws dictated that the actions he took, whether or not it was a successful action, you know, he was.
He was
for doing it.
Yeah,
even
he
though
was
it
hired by.
success.
Yeah, well, it was that works with the fact that this city's got such like tight laws.
He broke the rules, got a positive outcome,
But yeah, nonetheless. Okay, so
He's a loose cannon.
he's a loose
When
cannon.
he gets results.
damn, the dice
We're
that
leaning
you.
all over the place now.
Yeah.
Unite the tribes.
Sorry, I know this is very rude. But
No, that's all right. I just wanted to ask you, what other stats did you roll? The ones that weren't successes.
the one that's one successes were heal,
Yeah.
endure, and science smarts. It's not super relevant.
No, not incredibly, but
And also, I
nonetheless.
guess willpower, does that count? Because there's already a +1 to that, so would that be a 1 as well?
No, I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm only going to use results. That's just so I got some ideas for what
Yeah.
negative consequences
Okay,
come
cool.
up. I may or may not use them.
So, should I use culture smarts now to find the main building, or could we possibly figure it out and I could use that later in our conversation?
I think I'll say you spend it now. Oh well.
I'm just wondering, like,
No,
if it would be
okay,
like, good to
so-
have any background knowledge of the actual town
Yeah.
during the talk, but you probably have that covered as well living. Yeah.
Well, what points have you got again?
See.
Sorry, you've got 2 in.
2 in fight,
Yeah.
2 in ride and drive, 2 in willpower, and 2 in endure.
Okay.
So I haven't got anything, or I've got 1 or nothing in shoot and connection/resources.
Okay.
Okay. So you go up to this guard and just trying to like. I'm not going to make you spend the points for the palace thing. You can find it. You know.
Okay.
So, well, actually, I was asking you guys, what building would you? There's lots of buildings, and you can figure out roughly what they are. There's like a mayor's palace. There's the sort of main law courts, which is a major. It is like a major establishment in this city because there's so many laws. There's cases going all the time. Like every businessman has to keep a couple of lawyers on call all the time because there's always lawsuits,
Yeah.
complications, things to fight. Because the laws are so complicated.
I imagine there's always like a...
There's also like a type of a Senate building, which is where like the General Council meets, but it looks like it's closed at the moment.
I guess I turn to... I turn to... What was your name?
Derek. Marshal Derek.
I turn to Marshal Derek and I say, I guess this is your op here. Where would you like to go?
Well, if the Senate building is closed, I don't think we'll find any help amongst the judges, so I guess that leaves us with the governor's palace. Let's go bang on his door.
Okay.
Okay, so you
After
walk.
you.
Demand an audience.
You walk up. There's like a gate with 2 guards standing, and as you approach the path, the guards sort of drop their halberds across and bar the way for you.
Before even saying anything.
Yeah,
It's quite threatening.
they say, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, gentlemen. Where do you think you're heading?"
Speak to the governor and what he's going to do about this invasion.
I think that the governor's got better things to worry about than hear from 2 out-of-towners in the street.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who we are?
Okay, do you want to use your willpower now, and you can just like,
Oh, do I want to use my willpower?
or do you want to use it on the, or do you want to like try and fight these guys?
Well, I was thinking fight was more argumentative in this sort of situation, but I guess if they're pointing halberds at us, then maybe. No, I'm not going to try and stab
I'm just
the
thinking
guards.
about it. No, I like it. No, you're not going to just try and stab the guards. But would you try and like duck under their things or something, or try and get?
No, that's I'm an upright gentleman.
Okay, so yeah, you're not going to ride/drive a hard bargain. I'm not going to do that.
Ride and drive the halberd wielding guards into the main meeting room.
Yeah.
You just have to use your stats like in any way that you would use a verb. So like you can make conversation.
Shoot the breeze. The general vibe that these guards are giving off, is it basically they're not open to any sort of entertaining the idea of us seeing the governor, or is it they're unsure of themselves? How are they presenting themselves?
They're presenting themselves as nervous
Nervous.
because they're aware that if this comes to fight, they're going to be made to go and stand on the walls, which they don't particularly want to do. But they're sort of obediently they're following orders because it's sort of the only thing they know.
Yeah.
They know how.
You don't want to fight this battle when the Red Ants, is it?
Yes, the Red Ants.
When the Red Ants come here, this is a battle that you're not going to win, and we are here to come up with an alternative solution.
Okay.
So please let us by.
You know what? I'm making this rolling 2 macro. You can use your willpower now to overcome these guys, and then I'll let you re-roll when you want to get inside. This is like I'm still figuring out exactly how I'm using the mechanics,
Okay.
but I think like that's fairer. Like because rather than having to deal with this whole thing with that one roll, then I think you can use your willpower now to get past the guys. You're already getting a negative consequence from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine then.
So you can willpower to like bully your way past them.
What about persuade them? We want them on side rather
Yes.
than against
Okay.
us.
Okay. But you're going to use you don't want to make like a rousing military speech about how you've be like I fought at the Battle of and all this stuff.
I
know,
suppose we
what
could
was it
we could go down that route, couldn't we?
I mean, I've got culture smarts and notice. If any of that's going to be of any use, I don't know.
Maybe you can appeal to their sense of like duty and following
Yeah.
order. It's their duty to defend the citizens of this city, not just the city walls.
I could, yeah, I guess. I mean, unless you'd rather go down.
I'm happy to
But
hear
would it be
this.
more useful to do it to use my smarts during the actual important conversation?
Well, I think Rob
No.
said that we can re-roll and then.
Oh, I see. Right,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, I'm going to use my culture smarts. To sort of because I know that they're dutiful and they might have to care for the citizens. That doesn't mean they have to care for the city itself. They have to care for the people within that city, and the people within that city they need to leave, and they need to leave
Yesterday.
soon. They need to leave soon.
Okay. So they look like coming from a sort of wise old monk like yourself. They sort of take this. They take this well, and they decide to. Sort of. They let you through, but they one of them stays on the gate and the other one escorts you in.
May I just
How's
ask?
it gonna be negative?
Are you
I'll
wanting
come with next
us?
conscience in a minute.
Are you wanting us to like role play the speeches and everything, or do
You
you want
don't
us
know.
to just say
If,
what we're gonna
yeah, if
say
you
what we're
want
doing?
to, you can.
Yeah, you can. Otherwise, you can say, "I give a rousing speech."
Great.
That's
Okay.
fine. No, I realised I could see the panicking eyes. I was going to explain. You wouldn't have to just be like.
I was like, I'm new to this whole role playing thing.
No, sorry, no, I wasn't
speech.
being a dick.
You can give
No,
a
no, no,
rousing
I just-
speech for sure.
Ben, sort of above the game for a second. I think I should add like a Yahtzee to this because these rolls aren't as good as these rolls often aren't that amazing. I want people to have more choice, so you can do your first roll and then re-roll whatever you want to keep. Well, that's
That'd be
actually
cool.
I think that might be a better way to do it. What do you guys think?
Wait,
What, so
whatever you
roll
wanna
it and
keep.
then if
Roll and then any ones you want to. So
if I'm looking for say a fight and I want twos, I
Yes.
get say
you roll
two twos and everything else I can re-roll.
Yes, I think that would be make you
Oh,
more likely to
yeah,
get stuff you
okay.
want because
Yeah.
at the moment you're just not getting the numbers. Which is I
Well,
don't.
what
This is
you
literally
don't
the first
want
thing
in
I
a
did.
way is you really don't want an even spread.
Mm.
You want it to end up heavy in one or the other.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
You want at most a choice of two, really.
Well, how about you roll it and if basically if you've got more in say 4, 5, and 6 or 1, 2, and 3, that dictates sort of which half of the thing you're rolling. Then you re-roll again and basically. Say a 1 and a 2 is the first one of that half, a 3 and a 4 is the second one, and then a 5 and a 6 is the third one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
Or
see
is that
that.
just too,
I
too
don't know.
mechanic-y?
I think it might be a bit too complicated. That's all. I think a re-roll is easier.
You're
But
saying-
we'll try it if the re-roll doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's
You're
just like-
saying you like the random spread as well of abilities we have to use. What if if we roll and we get like 2 of one particular thing, whether that be from our +1 or just because we roll 2, then we have to keep those regardless. So that means that we have to have that trait, if whether we want it or not in this particular situation. But we have to have that as something we can go back to, and then we can roll the rest. Or does that make sense?
sort of lost track of that half.
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
That's
Well, you probably would keep the ones that you have the most.
No,
of,
I know. Yeah.
Because if you didn't, then you would stand the chance of not succeeding at anything.
Yeah, the point is, if you roll and you get an even spread, that's the shittiest roll. But it also means that you're halfway to getting a success
Yeah.
in anything.
Okay.
The chances of you not succeeding in anything are tiny.
There are chances of you never getting a success. The problem is that it's doubly complicated because the successes might not always be relevant. You see what I mean? That's the thing I'm most worried about. Is something like Endure. I don't think is as useful as Converse, and I might have to tweak what the skills available
What
are.
Endure would have meant on those gates is that you just wait them out.
Yeah.
all day. You could have done that. That would have been amazing. That's
Or
what
you ensure with your line of sort of.
you just keep
arguing.
going. Yeah.
So they've got to go
You
home
don't
sometime,
let
guys.
up.
Endure and willpower are kind of quite similar. You could have done that with willpower, I guess. That's what
Yeah.
you just want. Yes, this is the thing. I want there to be overlap between them. I'm not 100% sure this system's going to work, but I like the idea behind it, and so I'm going to keep going with it.
Right. So we're seeing the governor with some sort of negative consequence.
Yeah, I
guess,
think
like he doesn't
I
want
think
to
I know
see
what the
us or
negative
something.
consequence is going to be. Is the guard takes you up and you
Introduces you in a really unpleasant
Yes,
terms.
exactly. He's like a couple of vagrants here to talk to you, sir. Say no. Not okay, it's not quite that harsh, but he does say he says you've given him your titles now, and he's like Marshal Varric of the Free Company, whatever you're going to be called, and
Master Zhao.
that's it, the illustrious Master Zhao here to talk to you, and the guy the governor, who's Woodlouse.
Sorry.
That's all right. All right. The governor, who's a Woodlouse, looks up and he sees you. He sees you coming and he says, "I didn't think." I didn't think he turns to the guard and he says, "I don't think I had any appointments until this early today." And the guy goes, "Oh, don't worry, I said this won't take long." And then he walks out.
Okay, so you want us to re-roll?
Yeah,
see?
roll and see what you get, and I'll let you
Right,
pick and use one key.
I've literally got one of every number.
Can I just say the odds of that are absolutely minuscule. The odds of that, I mean, I know people's like, what's the chance of like that's like less likely than rolling 2 critical fails in a row.
Yeah.
Anyway, so pick.
I'm going for willpower, so I'm going
use-
to keep 5 and re-roll the rest,
Okay,
and get one more 5.
you got another 5. Okay, that's not too bad.
Jeez.
What else have you got?
I've got 2 3s.
You got
So I've
two
got,
riding drives.
oh my god, my guy just loves riding and driving.
Just wants to do it in every single scene.
I guess that means it's all he's thinking about, getting the hell out of here. So he's trying to convince the Woodlouse to ride and drive with him.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
exactly.
fucking god.
Do you want any more 4s? Please be 5s.
What are 4s then?
Please be 5s.
I've got endure. I've got 4 endures. I'm not leaving without striking
positive
something
answer.
here.
A tiny little mental
We are not
breakdown.
leaving. We are not leaving until we are riding and driving.
Oh
with
wait,
the
and
mayor.
I've got a willpower here because I think I've got 2.
Mayor, I'm gonna ride, drive you right
Plus
out.
1. Okay, so you got willpower. And
I'll
then
leave
you
it
got
to
a
you, so
weight.
yes.
I guess I'll roll this to see if I get a 3 or
You can if you want. Well, the thing is, Dan,
or can I re-roll some of these 4s?
if you like, this is the thing. If you could have an amazing success with that endure, but I don't know how applicable it is. So if you want, you can take 1 or 2 out of that for the reroll.
Or you could take them all away and just keep the 3. If you wanted to willpower it as well. The 2 of you just
No,
really...
I mean like endure is probably useful in some respect, right?
You can endure
I don't know
him
how
being
useful
an
it is in
arsehole.
that conversation. to be
Well, it
fair.
depends. Basically, you can sort of endure any sort of negative vibes you're getting. If he's being sort of rude and abusive, you can sit there and take it politely without sort of getting all riled up. I
Okay,
guess.
that's not bad, but
Yeah.
you might only want to keep. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. You don't have to keep all of them, Dan. You can re-roll
No.
some of them, but you also can keep all of them if you want.
I'm gonna keep endure, and I've got willpower as well, which
So
is useful.
Okay,
And the rest, I'm just gonna re-roll. 'cause
Okay. so you're happy
I
to
don't
go with the
heal.
negative to take the negative consequence
For what?
of the because with 2, that's only negative consequences.
Oh,
Isn't
there is. There has to be,
If-
regardless of using it or not.
it? No. As in, if you re-roll, you've taken 2 of the 4s away,
Yeah.
so you've only got. Have you got a +1 to willpower?
Yes.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I misunderstood. Yeah, that's fine. In which case, just re-roll those. Yeah, I think that's smart.
Why would it have been bad if I hadn't had a?
Because I thought you only had 2 willpowers. I forgot you had +1.
Oh right.
That's all. That was just me not knowing what you had.
So what have I got here? I've got a 6. So I've got a notice as well, and
Has your guy got +1 to notice?
and I've got 3 willpower. I've got +1 to notice. So I've got 2 notice, and I've got 2 endure.
Sorry, I forgot to add my +1s in as well.
And
So that
science
means
smarts, which isn't
I've
useful.
got 2 fights, 2 ride and drives, 3 willpower, and 2
Strong
endures.
willpower.
Okay.
I've got
You're
something
very
for everything.
enduring and very willpowery. I feel like this is going to inform how this goes ahead. All right. The first thing, Dan, using your notice, this woodlouse is knackered. He is really tired. He looks like he hasn't slept in probably 3 nights.
Right.
With all that, and his desk is piled high with various papers, and he's passing back and forth. And occasionally, even as you're talking, an aide will run in and put some paperwork on top of one pile or another,
Okay.
and then run
Yeah,
back out
yeah,
again.
yeah.
So, the good thing
And then you
of
guys are
this
gonna
is
be
that
like-
you've noticed this. The bad thing is that he's probably not in the best of moods.
Okay. Is there a way to convey that I know this to Ben, who may be able to use it in this conversation or not?
You can try whispering it to him. You could try and get it across as you talk to the guy.
Okay. I see that this must be an incredibly busy and enduring time for you.
It
And
is.
We are here to alleviate you of these problems and help you. To defend a city is no minor task, and
Spare the weasel words. Just tell me what you want.
we'd like you to come with us to the Republic of Mana.
We do.
An abandoned.
Oh no, sorry. What was your thing, Gabby?
I thought we were basically going to try and get everyone out of the damn city.
Then.
They will die here.
This is still in
Reverse
We'd like you to come with us. We do.
I'm not. Okay, I completely forgot. Is that, can I retract?
Yes, I don't
this
think you
sentence?
would have just. I don't think you'd have made that
We're
misunderstanding.
not asking a city to come with us.
Okay, so I then lead it on to Ben, I guess, because he knows why he's here. This is his thing.
Governor, you have an army at your gates. You have bodies piling up in the streets. You cannot stay here. You cannot win this fight. You need to get your people out. We're leaving west to go to the what was it? The Republic of Mana. And whilst we cannot take everyone, with your blessing, we will take all that we can spare. Any refugees who seek to travel with us, we will take them. But we need your help with this. We need to have a coordinated plan.
Do you know how close the Myrmidon army is to our walls?
Their vanguard is already attacked. They can be no more than a few days away.
It's worse than that. They could be here by nightfall. They will certainly be here by nightfall of the second day.
Then what defensive plans has the city got in place?
Why are you here?
This city, for as long as it stood here, has stood for order and law and good sense. And if I abandon the defences of the wall and I let the people here, I help the people here flee, then by the time we've made our preparations, they'll fall upon us and we'll be unprepared.
Then man the wall, but get your citizens out. Your walls are strong, your armies can withstand and give your citizens enough time to flee.
That's exactly what I'm planning to do.
Then where are you headed? Across the water, to the west, to the east?
I can't spare the troops. People will have to go into the land as they will. I can't spare the troops. You look at it. He throws a piece of paper, like not far enough for you to see, just like to the front of his desk, and he's like, "Men are deserting every day. We barely have enough to keep order, but let alone enough to man the walls. There's no way I can coordinate this. There's no way. It can't be done. It can't be done.
Then let us help. Let us have your caravans, your carriages. Let us lead the citizens away from this place.
As many as we can take.
Master Zhao, was it?
Yes.
Was that Master Zhao of Burble and Bungle's amazing travelling show?
My pals come to haunt me.
You'll be surprised
And
how little
what
within
of
the
it?
city escapes my notice. You, Marshal
Derek.
Darrick. You used to work in the walls of the city, didn't you? He's consulting a piece of paperwork.
I was one of your foremost generals.
Yes, that's right. Until the unfortunate incident.
My hands were tied, sir. I stand by my actions.
Well, it strikes me that a governor of one of the largest and the last of the free cities, who's been in his post for over 10 years, shouldn't have to take advice from fools and mummers.
We're not looking to give advice, sir. We're merely trying to help. We understand how desperate the situation is. People will die, and we need to do everything we can to minimize the number of casualties.
Perhaps there is a way we can help each other. And he picks up and he rings a little bell, and a lackey runs in and he leans over and says, "Take these gentlemen down into the city and direct them to Madame Nis. Perhaps she can help them with their chronic altruism." Now get out my sight. And
My guy's cold.
he picks up a piece of paper and just starts looking. Just ignores you. Just completely stonewalls you. It's just reading.
I guess we bow. Thank you, sir.
Wait, but
And
don't
good
we
luck
have
with
like
the
a
city.
bunch of endure and a bunch of willpower?
He's
Rude
already
at this point.
given us something by taking us to Madam Nis.
I'll let you. Yes, but if you want, I'll let you guys both spend your endurance and stay in the room. But you'll piss them off. That'll be the next consequence.
Who is Madam Nis?
No idea. You're the one with cultural smarts. Tell me what you know.
Oh wait, no, I don't have that. Not this time. Not this time. I've already got. Okay. Fuck. I guess. Can I notice to see if he's like if this was
You've used
actually
your notice
useful?
already.
Oh, okay, right.
What have I got? I've got fight. Shall I fight him?
Because I don't know if
Shall
this
I
is
ride
like,
him?
I don't know if this is.
You grab one of the lackeys, jump on his shoulder and say, "Good day to you, sir," and like whip him across the arse.
I just want to know if this is like a useful thing that he's giving us, or if this is just like just get out of my sight.
I don't think there's anything we can know at this stage. Neither of us. All our options are basically go to Madam Nis and hope it's something positive. Stay here and potentially piss him off even further, and then don't meet anyone. If he sent us to some useless cretin, we can always march straight back up there,
Okay.
kick
Okay.
through the guards, and demand a proper audience
Alright.
with him.
Good day, and we will go on our way and be escorted by this person to Madam Nis, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go and grab a drink quickly. Does anyone else want to take a
yeah.
super quick break?
Should I stop recording?
And then we'll. Yeah, why not? And then you can swap back to Ben when we resume.
We split the party so early.
One.
All right, we're back in the room. So you.
This is Ben.
Yes.
To me.
Oh, you were going to tell
quickly,
us the
you
way
two.
to
Yes,
contact,
you
yeah.
two. As you go into the street, see one of the guys from one of your two parties, and you tell them to run, and find, like, sort of spread through the network. So Ben will meet a messenger at some point. You tell your people to go and try and find Ben, and to tell anyone that they see, because your people aren't all just in the camp. Some of them go into the city. Like,
Can we get our people to actually do things? So once we've done our events, there'd be like some sort of effect that.
What, like we can send people back and say, get the camp ready to move, we've got
yes,
2 hours.
I haven't got any mechanics in place to do it, but you can certainly do it narratively. If you tell your people to like pack up.
Yeah, I want my people to start packing up and start just finding wagons
Okay.
and caravans and seeing if they can sort of convince like commoners to sort of.
Oh, so
prepare.
you guys are gonna be like really bringing all these people with you.
You've got to roll against your people for that, surely, and see.
My-
Yes,
people are friendly.
actually, that's a good idea.
Alright, in that case, I would like to. So just the one dice?
Just roll one dice and just see what result you get.
Right, so I'm feeling mercantile. That is not useful in this situation.
Mercantile. So
Mercantile.
I'll let you dictate, but there are ways you could do that. I think.
Well, what I want my people to basically make sure their weapons are sharp, they're ready to fight and leave.
Well, they're saying
I'm expecting...
no fighting without paying. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, I guess they go around the immediate vicinity of our camp, basically saying we are leaving this night.
You can
if you
offer
want to come
protection.
with us, we can offer protection for
For a little fee.
for a small fee.
And my people. Oh God, I'm so. One.
Mercantile as well.
Okay, well that's easy because that's the same.
Just hear my people.
That's the same thing. Well, they're doing the same.
Well, your people might not have the information yet, but feel free to do
They're
that.
also doing tricks at the same time, like trying to lure people, like juggling and things.
Look, on the road entertainment,
Yes.
guys.
Oh, entertainment, guys. That's what you're paying for.
Yeah, that's a good point. But they could, I guess they could be like, and a show every night, basically free.
I mean, yeah, I think that's what Bungly. Like I've told as Master Zhao, I've told the Bungly and Boogle what I want to happen, and they're like, we're cool with that. We're gonna make a profit from it though, and that's what they've interpreted it as. So
Yeah, I guess that's what my guys have done as well. I basically
Yeah.
said get ready to leave.
and also they're obviously getting ready to leave as well.
Okay, that's cool. Right, let's swap back to Ben. So,
And he knows, right?
do a just like pick
Let's
a.
sort this out. I meant to put criminal in here. But
Yes, I
fell
can
by the
see
wayside
how
somehow.
your spelling resulted in you actually saying military.
This is a terrible,
Does happen.
massive typo.
Do
not
you
notice.
do you want to roll? Just roll all your die. Pick a thing to roll against because what you're trying to do is find where the carts are now. I presume, like
Yeah, we're
trying to
trying
find a
to
place
find
where you
some
can sort some
around the
carts.
docks.
Remember that you've got re-rolls as
Good
well.
God, that is a
Leaning
lot of
heavily to
ones.
science.
Science, bitch.
But Ben, remember you get re-roll if you want.
How could science help? do not know if I could science this problem away.
No, you might have to re-roll.
Yeah.
What are you going to keep, connections
By
or
ones.
converse?
I would have thought keep make, because then potentially you could get supplies that were perhaps going cheaper than a cart and make the carts.
We've only got literally like a couple hours.
I suppose, yeah. It's perhaps not.
It'd be better to try and meet people, I think. So I'll keep.
So make conversation.
You can criminal about it.
Nice threes.
Threes. There you go.
Threes.
Have you got a plus on any of that?
Converse.
We don't get +1s with these, do we?
Not with your people, no.
No plus one.
Because it's
So
not numerical at all as such. It's just it's binary.
That's what I got. I got converse and make. And
Make
then
some fucking
the other 2 dice for connections
Okay.
and science.
Have you got +1 to converse? No. So you're just on 3 converse. So you can converse with neutral consequences.
Sure.
Which is probably basically just no consequences in this case. So yes, you are. I'm going to let you use. You can talk to people on the street, trying to see what the word is about who might.
Bummer that I've just run out of connections already. I've spent an entire career here, and that was the one guy I knew.
If I knew one thing about carts.
Okay, well, can I? Am I going to get one of these as like a?
No, I probably would. I don't know.
But-
Depending on what you decide. Like you sort of, this is meant to be like a prompt to roleplay. So what would you do if you know that you're going to be good at conversing at this point? What would you have your character do?
I think
The streets. I was trying to describe a bit about like this, down by the docks. The streets are quite crowded. There's quite a lot of people down here there are some nice areas of the docks. This is not one of the nicest areas of the docks. There's quite a lot of the guards are coming down to move people along. The people are just sort of ducking into alleyways and then moving back out. There's quite a lot of people who are sleeping on the streets that don't look like there's lots of people in quite nice clothes but that are in a terrible state of repair. So they're obviously people who were doing okay for themselves in some other town, were forced to flee in a hurry, sell all their rings and that sort of thing, and are now sort of living rough. It's cramped and kind of dirty, but yeah, that's basically
Okay.
where it's like where you are.
Well, sorry, I was just going to ask, how are your people feeling? Are they feeling particularly criminal by any chance?
Yeah, I reckon they're probably feeling fairly criminal. This is their hometown though, so I don't think they'd want to sort of like rob everyone.
Yeah, I mean, if we need carriages and wagons, we need carriages and wagons, don't we?
You could use converse on your own people if you want, Ben.
As in, like, send the word out.
Tell your people like
Get some wagons.
We're
Don't
looking-
care how it happens.
I actually, that probably is what my character would do, I think.
Okay,
Like,
that's-
he would get his people together and put the word out.
Okay.
Sure.
We need carriages, we need them by tonight. I'm not gonna ask that many questions.
Yes, because in fact, you're like, oh, I'll get my people together, and as you talk to them, you say, oh, by the way, I heard a word from Derek. Sorry,
Derek.
Derek's a word from
Derek. Barrick.
from I heard a word from Derek's voice that the attack's going to be tonight maybe or tomorrow. So they let you know that as you're talking like to them, and you're like, well, make sure you get the carts.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what else did you roll again? What was that you got?
I got connections and science. Oh, and a make.
Okay,
There's actually two makes.
I can make this work. So, you are standing there, and you're outside the city now. You've moved outside the city, and you're watching your people like sort of turning up. And you're looking at the carriages,
In various ramshackle,
occasionally helping them sort of shoo off any really determined owners of these wagons. And there's this batty old female spider. She's got a set of I guess they'd be opticals, like spectacles, but with 8 lenses.
Cool. Yeah.
And she's beating at the people who are thinking with like a empty scroll tube, just hitting them, trying to get them. It's like, will you stop there? This is an extremely valuable load. I don't appreciate you dragging it off.
Okay, I'll ask her why it's extremely valuable.
And it's like, what, sir? Simply look inside.
Look inside.
I'll take a quick look.
It's packed full of books. lots of books, scrolls, manuscripts, old things like that. She says, as you can see, priceless beyond compare. This is some of the most precious and ancient books from the Great Library under the Northern City, which we're evacuating as we speak.
Thanks.
I'll ask her, is there any kind of like, what are the kind of topics? Is it like a kind of, is it like a Dewey Decimal System type situation? The caravans that she has are just like on, poetry.
No, she's collected all of the books that she's like one of the senior archivists. It transpires, and these books are. This is a cart. There's actually 2 carts packed to nice carts packed to the top with books, and the books are just the ones that she thought were basically the most important. So it's the equivalent of things like Euclid's Elements and like Plato's. It's all these great discourses, all this sort of thing, but from all sorts of topics. There's collections of poetry. There's like scientific treatises, political histories, all this sort of thing. At this point, you two turn up with this lackey still with you, and you've been going all around the city, looking for the thing. It says, Madam Nis. They said you weren't there at the archive. They said that some of your books had been.
Shit. Oh.
Is there any problem here? I really need to run back to the palace.
We won't be needing you anymore.
Okay, and the lackey jogs off.
Right.
How many more carriages do you have like this, Miss? I've forgotten her name.
Nis.
Miss Nis.
Madam.
Madam Nis.
Ma'am.
My hand's on my head right now.
Oh, I only have these 2 wagons, but I have many more books which are important to bring. It's very difficult to select them down here.
How many people have you got?
People?
How many people are you bringing with? Who's looking after these wagons?
First of all,
The wagons are under my care.
we have to find out why we were sent to her, if she's useful in any way beyond her.
Isn't it obvious? Because she has 2 wagons.
Because she's trying to get valuable information out of the city. I think we bring her along.
What are you asking her then?
Who is the governor called?
He's just called the governor.
The governor.
Okay. We are fleeing. We are leaving the city, and we are trying to take as many citizens as we can to leave the city with us, or just to leave the city before we can make money out of this. Before the Red Ants come. And the governor told us that you'd be able to help in some way.
Oh, that pesky governor. I'm sorry, I don't normally use such language, but I have been petitioning him again and again, saying that there's more to this city than flesh and blood. There are ideas stored on parchment, and those ideas will live on long after we all die. Some of these books are nearly 1,000 years old, copied down, transcribed by generations of scribes, and he kept turning me away. He kept saying that we had to protect the city and that we had to look after the city. The citizens are all dead in 10 years anyway. Books live on forever. And so I can only assume that he's sent you here to assist me in my affairs. I think you can all agree on the value of knowledge.
But the value of knowledge is valuable, but it is valuable in here. What is important right now are people.
Let's not be so hasty. More fakery and mischief. Yes!
Jesus.
So much
Yes!
fakery
I
and
don't
mischief.
have any other japes or plans.
Because at the moment her eyes are too big for her head, so as soon as she looks to the side, they just bulge out.
Just drag her eyes in a bit.
There's no in between, Ben. There's no in between. You're gonna have large face or knife face.
I don't want anything. I just want to end.